Hello and welcome to Good or Bad. So today I am looking at a video game, but don't worry, more movie reviews are coming soon. This game is Maneater, a recent release by Tripwire Interactive. Maneater is on PC, PS4 and Xbox One, with a Nintendo Switch release coming later this year, which I have to say is a bit of a shame, because while this game can be fun, it is also quite grindy, so personally, on a handheld, I think it would hold more water. Get it? Hold more water? Because sharks swim in water. I am so clever. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not really pushing the boat out for this video. Get it? Boat. I don't even know what to say. That being said, I just platinumed it on PS4. I don't really have a life. So, what is this game and what do you do? Well, if you haven't figured it out already, you play as a shark. And the game has some light RPG mechanics and you eat things and hunt collectibles. Quite straightforward, really. You know, I could at the very least turn the light on in here. I might do that. That's worse. And that sums the game up perfectly, I think. And like I said before, there is fun to be had in this game, but it's a shallow experience. I'm just going to let you enjoy the fact that I said shallow, which could be related to water depth. So again, you may thank me for another witty joke. You're welcome. But yeah, like I was saying, shallow. You eat things, hunt collectibles, gather XP, and level up your abilities. Those abilities being things like electricity modifiers to add stun damage, shadow abilities to increase evasion and speed, or bone modifiers that add damage and resistance to damage. Don't know why I paused there. I've had a lot of sugar today. And I just want to say that each set of evolution, as the game calls them, changes the shark visually as well. And they all look really cool. But honestly, I just use the bone set all the way through the game because it's the most fun and is by far the most effective. Also, just to take a detour from the abilities for a moment, and then we might cycle back to them, so I don't know why I'm inserting it here in the scripts, but I've done it, so I'm going to read it out like this. This game is nicely animated as well. Well, say nicely. The shark looks really good. And that's animated nicely, but the humans, the goddamn humans, basically Play-Doh looking morons who glitch out and don't ever think to flee. So yeah, the AI's not really up to much either. But the shark looks nice. And I suppose considering that's what you're looking at most of the time, I'd say that's the most important. So, well done. Ish. So yeah, like I said, back to the evolution stuff and the ability upgrades. How do you get them? Some are awarded for defeating bounty hunters, of which there are 10 of them. I should have ended the sentence at of which there are 10 of. And some you unlock after defeating the apex predators. They're like the bosses of each area. They're the bosses of the areas, such as a super great white shark, or a orca, and a sperm whale, and a few other things like barracudas. You kind of work your way up as you go along, like most games do. It'd be a bit stupid if you were starting off at a great white shark and then the next thing you were fighting was an agitated goldfish. You don't ever actually fight an agitated goldfish in this, and that I am marking it down for. But yeah, the rest of the abilities are unlocked from collecting collectibles. Because as content goes in a video game, collecting 10 chests in that area of the map is the best kind of content. Only an escort mission would be better. As for the combat, it's quite simple. Bite, tail whip, and ram your way to victory. It's mostly easy. I mean, it can be challenging if you take on something which is a much higher level than you, but you'll persevere. It's no Dark Souls. Dark Souls shark game. Now that I want to see. If I angle my phone right, I get some weird horror movie effect. Good or Bad was never that like far out there or anything, but I'd say this video's taken a turn for the worst. But yeah, let's talk about the mission structure of the game. It is one of the most grindy and repetitive slogs I have seen in a while. It's approaching MMORPG levels, if I am completely honest. It has tons of missions that are quite simply kill 10 catfishes. Fish. It's not fishes. It's embarrassing. But a small saving grace is it does mix it up sometimes. Sometimes it won't ask you to kill 10 catfish. Sometimes it'll be 12. So 10 out of 10 for variety. And every now and again, you will fight the game's main protagonist. And by that, I mean twice. Scaly Pete, who is a shark hunter, and has a personal vendetta against... The shark doesn't have a name. Shall we just call it Maneater? Yeah, why not? He has a personal vendetta against Maneater because Maneater bit his hand off at the start of the game. But to be fair, Scaly Pete had just pulled Maneater from its dead mother's belly. Words broke up then. Pulled Maneater from his dead mother's belly. Mutilated Maneater. So, tit for tat really. But yeah, both the boss encounters are ridiculously easy. Just destroy some boats by ramming them and let the cutscene take over. And by the final boss battle, if you've stuck it out that long, you'll have done this approximately 742 times already. So yeah, the final boss battle wasn't really a payoff for all the repetitive and grindiness. But then again, I suppose if the build-up to the boss fight was repetitive and grindy, the payoff being, well, lackluster, probably fits the tone brilliantly, so good job, I guess. That being said, at least the map is nicely designed, the shark looks cool, and controls well, except when it wants you to jump out of water. That auto backflip really screwed me over. You just lunge towards whichever direction you are facing whenever you press X, which is fine, except that you can't seem to choose not to backflip. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. And it just makes getting those collectibles that are hovering above the water tediously annoying. But on the plus side, the shark does look adorable when you're out of water and you're just using the movement stick to kind of squirm along. Then when you start biting and jumping around properly, it looks like something out of Sharknado. And on the downside again, whenever the action picks up, you start dropping below 30 FPS, and my god, do you feel that in this game. And just to clarify this, I'm playing a PS4 copy running on a PS4 Pro with 0 Pro enhancements made. And while I cannot be sure that that is the same case on the Xbox side of things, I'm guessing it is. As for the PC version, who knows? Maybe it runs better, maybe it's worse. So, yeah, like I said, who knows? Well, I suppose people who know, but I don't know, so go ask somebody else. As for the length of the game, if you want to 100% it, it lasts about 12 hours. And that's for £35, which is quite a lot considering it's not even 12 hours of fun. It's about 6 hours of fun and 6 hours of OCD collecting. So to sum up, a really cool concept with some good features, but not enough variety to forgive the performance issues and lack of an interesting story. You have been watching Good or Bad, and this game is at its best okay. But look, SpongeBob's house is in it. Oh, and a creepy clown, so I guess it's Game of the Year then. But honestly, I just used the bone set all the way through the game because it's the most fun and was by far the most effective at finishing sentences. But honestly, I just used the bone set all the way through the game because it's... But honestly, I just used the... But for fuck's sake, come on. But yeah, that's the mission, kill 10 catfish. Then you do that. And he wants you to kill 10 Fuck.